It's day 365. It's dry. We've got some sowing to do, which is good because we've not been able to do any for months. It's ironic really that the last day is actually the day last year that we were drilling as well. So fingers crossed we don't get that drought. So we've got a little bit of spraying to do. Go and do that now. Adam's going to get the drill on. Andrew's going to work some ground, and Sam's going to keep on with the fertiliser. So let's see what we can get done today. Hope it doesn't rain. Filling the sprayer up now, and there's a bag of gravel, some pipe bedding we'd made in a week, and it had this grass growing in it, and I pulled it out. Look at the root structure on that. It's actually more than on top, and that's what I was saying about the soil having decent structure, because you can get all that root mass all between the pores and the gaps in it. There's a little tuft here. Let's pull that out, see what that's like. Again, double underneath to what's on top. Just shows you the soil is so important. With the sprayer, I'm going to go and put some liquid fertiliser on the field just over there. Some barley that's a bit poor. I'll show you that when I get there. But this field here now, ideally it'd have been winter corn, but it was too wet, so we had to leave it. It's now dried a bit. We sumoed it to try and loosen the top because it was really compacted. And it's had 42 mil of rain since we did that, but it's now took it all, apart from the odd little bit of a wet patch. But we can go around that, because if we wait for that to dry, then we'll lose days of everything else growing. So 95% of the field's good, so the 5% can wait, but it would be detrimental to wait for the whole lot before we get it in. So if you look, it's gone grey and crumbly, so now we can make a seed bed in this. Just knock it flat with a disc, because it's a little bit up and down because it was a bit wet when we sumoed it. Knock it flat, drill spring barley into it, and hopefully we'll be able to roll it, and then the rolling it will squash any lumps out, make the seedbed better, and also trap what moisture is in there in case it doesn't rain again till the harvest. Folding out now. This is in our poorest field of winter barley. So if you look, it's not so bad further into the field, but there's big patches that have been flooded and basically waterlogged all winter where there's not a lot of anything happening. So compared to yesterday's wheat on nice light free draining ground, just turn the outer sections, start going out. Yeah, on the lighter ground up at Rainhill, that's fine. It took the weather well. This waterlogged, saturated, roots have died, barley's died, but because we're putting spring barley behind it, we'll come in and these patches here, we'll stitch some spring barley into it as well. So I'm just going to put a bit of liquid fert on now. It'll kick on what's already here, and then the barley will be in it. The spring barley will probably mature at a different stage to the winter. So we'll probably just combine the whole lot in one go, and it'll all mix in and get dried. Andrew's here now with a fast track. That's a bit deep, length of the top length. See, it's scratted. Quite rough, so you can see, like, you can get your foot in some of the holes. So if he dusts along with the disc, just knocking the tops down and the hollows, hopefully it'll be a lot flatter, and then we'll have a consistent seed depth then. Let's see where he's done here now. If he goes too deep, you'll start pulling up wet from underneath that's not dried out. But by the time we go over that now with the drill, some of these clods should start to dry off. Get a decent seed, a consistent seed depth, and then roll it afterwards. It's really still today, and there's no sun either, which isn't helping. If we'd have had the sun we'd have had yesterday, it'd have dried a lot quicker, or if we'd have had a little bit of wind, it'd have carried the moisture off the field. So ideally we'd have rolled it after he's done that, and then it's really flat surface then for the drill to work in. Well, the drill does have up and down on each coulter because it has its own depth wheel, so it should be okay. Just a little bit stickier than the light, but you know, every day this year, as the days go on, it just gets even later, and it makes the crop even later, and the yield potential's lost as well. I'm emptying the sprayer out now on one of my worst fields of wheat. It's really struggled with the weather, so I'm putting a bit of liquid on to push it on. But you can see there the four-wheel drives have built a bund, and they've been driving over the top of it, driving all through the field, trying to get into that wood over there. They've made a right mess. But yeah, if this is my worst field of wheat, I'm quite happy with that, because it's only a small one and it's only the headlands at the bottom of this hill. The tank's empty now. like I say, this field, the headland's just a bit poor, but the rest of it, you know, it's not too bad at all. There's the odd bit, it got quite heavily battered by slugs, and we didn't put any slug pellets on because it was just torrential rain forecast for weeks and weeks, and it was just going to be a waste. It had just been dissolved. So, but it's got a bit of fert on now. Hopefully what's thin plants there will tiller out now, because it's its second dose it's had. And then I'll come on and put a third, well, I'll put on a third dose, but obviously the poorer bits would have had 3 doses, so they should hopefully catch up to the middle of the crop. So as I've gone round the field, I've been turning nozzles on and off across the width of the boom to do the worst patches, to try and even the field out. You can kind of do that with GPS, but not to the scale that I've just been doing it now. Well, certainly not with this sprayer anyway. Got some barley now. We cleaned it the other day with a cleaner. Just going to put some seed dressing on it now to protect it from the wet weather that's coming so it doesn't go mouldy in the soil or get any disease. Someone's knocked my mirror. I just backed up to the jet wash because I need to wash it off because this fertiliser is quite corrosive. So I've finished on this now, and then the other tanker's now on its way as well. Just putting the seed dressing in now. Should go pink in a minute. I'll come back in 5 minutes, we'll see what it looks like. Just taking the second batch of seed now to the drill. It's about half a tonne in each batch, this hand mixer. Bit of dust coming off the phosphate he's putting on now, see the black stuff. You can hardly see what I wrote. I just spent 10 minutes looking around the yard for a set of pallet forks. Couldn't find them anywhere. Obviously a set's gone off for repair, but then I realised the other set is on the concrete mixer. That's why I couldn't find them. But anyway, we've got another spare that we can use to fill in the bags with. Nick's been clearing up some fly tipping, and he's found I've got a whisper. He's found a snake in it, a real snake. Anyway, I've got a fake snake and the lads are having a dinner. Have you got it on the screen? Have you seen the snake that Nick found? Beep! Seen the snake that Nick found? It's a children's show. This handle's starting to crack on the mixer, so I better just weld it up now, because if it snaps while we've got it empty, full and it's empty, we won't be able to shut it off quick. So I think I'll just weld something across here, just temporary, just to strengthen it up a bit. Just weld it up. It's rough enough for now. It's just got a bit of what we cut off the trainer that was broken. Bit of that bit. Nothing gets thrown away here. Just be careful with them handles. If you let go of them with one hand, they fly up and hit you in the mouth. Yeah, I undid that pinch bolt there so that the shutter could shut, but I was only using one hand because Nick had kindly made me a brew and I had all of that in the other, and this flew up then and hit me in the mouth. I never put the answer to the quiz question the other day on, so here it is. Today's quiz question, there it is now. It's a pig drinker, so they lick it and the water comes out. It's in this barrel here. That's the other end of it. Some pigs. I'm back on the sprayer, in my happy place. No one to mind me other than my phone, but my mouth still keeps bleeding. I'm putting double 17 on now, which is basically 17% sulfate and 17% nitrogen fertiliser on the oilseed rape, in the hope that 1, it'll make it grow, and 2, it'll be bitter for the pigeons and they might lay off it for a few days. It's really heavy, the load though. When you fill it up, it's got like 3,000 litres of water, and then you've obviously got like fertiliser suspended in it, so rather than weighing 3 tonne, it probably weighs about 4 tonne, and that's one of the reasons why tyre choices on sprays are difficult, to make sure you can carry the load when you've got heavy weights of liquid fertiliser on. I've just put the liquid fert on this now. Hopefully it'll taste a bit bitter to the pigeons, but you can see how it's got buds on it now, and it's grown about a foot in the last week, so soon it'll be out in flat. In fact, there's a flower nearly out. So hopefully this field will be yellow in the next sort of week or so. Over there it got a bit eaten by pigeons, that hopefully will catch up. Adam's sowing now on the 6250R. That harrow wants adjusting, it's catching me covering arrow. The spiky wheels. It's just a little bit sticky, but it's good enough because it's staying dry. So hopefully tomorrow or the day after we'll get it rolled. It's a bit of a wet patch there and a wet patch there, but like I was saying this morning, we can't wait for them because the rest of the field's fine. Looks a nice day now, doesn't it? There we go. It's a better view. So yeah, not ideal conditions, but could be worse. See? That will scare the pigeons off. But there's loads of pigeons on this field when I came. Not now. This is a bit of a scruffy field of oilseed rape as well. Yeah, this field of oilseed rape's the most scruffy, but hopefully it'll all knit together. Just needs a drain putting in here as well. By that pylon, there was a big flood that we drained in the summer. So that's day 365. I never ever thought I'd get to that. You know, it was a week, then it was a month, let's do 100 days, and then I thought, right, I'll get to the end of the year or I'll do it through lockdown. So we've done a whole year. I've been in the wars. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for everyone, all the nice comments and different things like that. And a bit emotional, to be honest. You know, it's like it's my birthday, but it's not. So there we go, 365 days on a farm.